Welcome back to the GarfCast. I'm Trevor C. Cherviton. With me, as always, we have Jacob Pensky.
Hey, what's up? I'm happy because we're talking about music this episode makes me happy, so I'm very happy.
I'm happy for you, man. But of course, the GarfCast would just not be the GarfCast if we did not have Sean Lyons.
I'm excited to actually do this episode as well. I loved listening to the whole album, but we'll get into that.
Now, let's just take a moment in remembrance for our lost GarfCast member, Maddie B. May he forever rest in peace. God bless his soul. Amen. But to take his place, we have the one, Sam May.
Oh,
Sam,
yes, I am here.
Well-
Very glad to be so. I just can't wait to get into our topic this fine, almost afternoon, and can't wait to get started.
of course you can.
All right. So today we are talking about a lost relic of Garfield. Today we are talking about the 1991 hit album Garfield, Am I Cool or What?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah. So this is a compilation album of some of the best contemporary jazz artists singing about Garfield. Most of the songs are new, 3 of which are from some classic Garfield specials. And on the back of this vinyl copy that I have in my hands right now, Jim Davis has written a little note to the fans of Garfield. Allow me to read it out loud. Back in 1982, when producer Lee Mendelson and I were developing the first Garfield primetime special for CBS TV, we asked composer Desiree Goyette to create a musical identity for our characters. She suggested that the sound of what we term today as urban contemporary rhythm and blues might best suit Garfield's sassy personality. And to set the stage for what would follow, she wrote the original theme song, Here Comes Garfield, with Lou Rawls in mind. She and her partner, Ed Bogus, went on to write the music for 10 Garfield TV specials. 3 songs from these shows are included in this album. They are Here Comes Garfield, performed by Lou Rawls, Long About Midnight, sung by Natalie Cole, and Up on a Fence, as interpreted by Desiree Goyman. Additional songs based on the Garfield philosophy were specifically composed for the album, and from Garfield's hatred for Mondays to his love of eating. The album musically characterizes all of the wry, tongue-in-cheek, sly, flippant mannerisms of this wacky cat. It is one thing to convey a character with personality by drawing and with animation and words. It's quite another to do so with song. Am I Cool or What has managed to do this beautifully. Truly, Garfield and I are thrilled to have Natalie Cole, Diane Scher, The Temptations, Carl Anderson, The Pointer Sisters, B.B. King, Patti LaBelle, Lou Rawls, Desiree Goyette, and David Benoit starring in this album. Not even with his luxury of 9 lives did Garfield ever dream he would be so honored by such musical greats. He'll be shaking his paw and wagging his tail for many years to come.
That was
Love,
beautiful.
Jim Davis.
That was very sweet.
Mm-hmm. So it does kind of imply that Jim Davis was, behind this whole thing from the beginning and has, he had a part in it. It wasn't just like he signed it off to some big company. He had a part in it, and he helped pick out some the best contemporary rhythm, jazz, and blues artists of the 90s.
It's crazy to think about how he handpicked, and it wasn't like a big head just doing this. It was Jim Davis as well, and it shows his compassion for Garfield.
Mm-hmm. One of Jim Davis's passion projects was Garfield, Am I Cool or What? A contemporary jazz album.
His passion project.
Good for him.
I'm gonna start my passion project soon.
Is it a GarfCast themed contemporary jazz and blues album?
No, It's something else. Don't worry about it.
I'm a little. Well, now we gotta know. What's your passion project, Jacob?
So when you go to like,
have a passion.
when you go to parks and they have like the station where they have like bags where you could pick up your dog's poop.
Yeah.
I want to pick up all the unpicked up poop with those bags.
That's your passion?
It's very
Yeah, it's my
noble
passion. But don't ask me what I'm doing with them because I'm not throwing them in.
Oh.
I was talking about this a little bit yesterday. There was a story that these people covered, and it was a story about how a man ripped a girl out of her car into the middle of the street and dumped a bucket of his hot diarrhea on her.
I've seen that.
And they say he had been saving up for an entire month. And that kind of gives me the same vibes of what you were just saying.
You think I'm going to dump it on people?
Or maybe throw it, yeah.
At one person specifically.
Well, I think one person just made the list.
Me, I didn't. Be offensive. I would just say you got.
Anyways,
can I support this
Garfield.
passion project?
Yeah, I have a collection of my own.
Oh, that's not.
Right.
I can send your way.
I'll take any animal: human, dog, cat.
So, cow or horse? Because those are massive.
Well, so are personal.
But
So.
Personal. All right.
Well, let's just move it right along to continue talking about this hit album.
We get a bunch of dogs. This album.
Hey.
Wait, no, that's just not true.
4 songs.
Wait, that's not true.
Nah, just kidding.
Half of almost half of the songs are good, and I would listen to them on repeat.
Yeah, so here's most of these songs you can't find on Spotify or anywhere. These songs,
I asked Echo to play it, but it was like, what?
Yeah, you can only find them bootleg copies on YouTube, or if you have an official pressing of it on vinyl and/or CD, and I own the vinyl because, of course.
So our listeners, you can find this on YouTube and listen to this. It's out there. You'll find it.
Yeah, you just gotta search it up. But I think there's about like 4, maybe 5 worthwhile songs on this album. You know, my number 1 song, "Monday Morning Blues" by B.B.
Where
King.
it's at.
What was that, Jacob?
I said fat is where it's at. But you go ahead with your stupid little.
So wait, that was your two number one?
My number 1 is "Monday Morning Blues." Then it's "Shake Your Paw" by The Temptations. "Fat is Where It's At" by Carl Anderson. And 4th, "Here Comes Garfield" by Lou Rawls.
All
right. Jacob, you want to do a little ranking?
Number 1 is "Fat It's Where It's At." Number 2 is "Monday Morning Blues." And those are the only 2. Oh, and then 3 is "Shake Your Paw." And 4 is "I Like It When I'm Naughty."
Ooh, sassy.
Interesting.
Sean.
I'm gonna go with "Monday Morning Blues."
Mm-hmm.
And then "Fat is Where It's At."
Mm-hmm.
"Shake Your Paw."
Mm-hmm.
And I like "Spare Time."
Yeah. It's a nice little calming instrumental. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sam May, what are your favorite songs?
Oh yes, I thought you would never make it to me. I like Super Lasagna Buffet is number 4. Number 3 is Fat Cat Shuffle. Number 2 is the Tango. Get it like possum, awesome. And my all-time number 1 favorito song is is the is Garfield and
Man, for your favorite song, you can't come up with a name, can you?
I don't know. I'm playing it in my head because it's like it's so mind-numbingly great that it's making me forget. Like what's it called? So I'd say my number one is Don's Jazzy Beat. So
Ah.
Incredible. Everything you
Yeah.
just said was wrong.
This is a podcast, so you can't see Sam May, but he is tucked into bed reading a Thor comic.
He is not being very diligent with his work. He's being very. Oh, Sam.
no, I'll do a real top four. Number 4 is Shake Your Paw.
Okay.
Number 3 is probably it's between. I'd say it's Fat is Where It's At.
All right.
Number 2
Should be number 1, but
is yeah. Number 2 is, let's see, we got so many to choose from. Is the Monday Morning Blues. And number 1 is number 1. I don't know. I don't know if I should choose. Here Comes Garfield.
So
Wow.
if you listen to, if you have the choice to listen to any 3 songs, I think we've all determined that you need to listen to Fat is Where It's At, Shake Your Paw, and Monday Morning Blues, because those 3 we all agreed upon were our favorites.
Yes.
definitely.
And then you can throw in I Love It When I'm Naughty, Here Comes Garfield, or Spare Time,
Because, like, especially with Fat is Where It's At and Monday Morning Blues, those are like the Garfield characteristics.
I mean, yeah,
embodied
Here
as-
Comes Garfield has nothing to do with Garfield.
Yeah, nothing
Yeah,
at all.
Garfield is fat and hates Mondays. That's like almost all of his character.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you can't really go wrong with that dynamic duo.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna be real. All the other songs that we didn't mention all kind of sound the same and blend together.
Yeah.
Like when you hear the words contemporary jazz and blues, whatever you're picturing in your head, that's what they sound like, just about food.
Yeah, jazz is kind of sounds very similar to all other jazz. But
But I mean, for being a Garfield jazz album, could have been worse. Yeah.
I want some like hardcore Garfield rap. Like,
I'm gonna be honest. I was surprised at how good this was, and also I don't think a rap album would really work.
no, but like made by like, you know how they got like actual jazz musicians to do this one? They should get like actual.
Let's get Travis Scott.
Yeah, it's like future.
Travis Scott, Drake,
Garfield mode.
Garfield mode or mode.
lasagna mode.
Mo Garfield.
How do we start planning this?
I mean, I could just make it.
Yeah, but then it wouldn't be Travis Scott.
Okay, you want Travis Scott.
I want Travis Scott, and I want a Travis Scott themed Garfield album.
You want Travis Scott Fortnite. This is just not happening.
Mm-hmm. Somebody just loudly ran into my door.
Sorry.
So run into the door back.
Yeah, assert your dominance.
Oh, okay. I'll beat him up. So, I mean, is there anything else anybody wants to say about this album?
Go take a listen right now. Stop what you're doing. Go listen to it. It's good. I promise you.
I'll link it in the description. All right, so I guess that brings us on to our next topic, the dramatic reading with Jacob Pensky.
All right. My armpits are really sweaty. All right. So here, we are going to take a trip to September 22nd, 2006 for this gem of a Garfield comic. It opens to John talking to Liz, with Garfield in the background with his signature indifferent face. John says, "Liz, I really like you." Liz says, "I like you too, John." John rushes out of the room while talking. "I think it's time we took our relationship to the next level." Liz and Garfield both have a surprised look on their face. Liz says, "Oh." As John re-enters, he is carrying an accordion, a polka dot bow tie, a polka dot party hat for Liz, and a striped party hat for himself, and loudly exclaims, "Polka karaoke night!" Liz, shocked, puts her hand on her heart with a almost scared face as Garfield in the background says, "Welcome to our world, baby." End scene.
Wow, Jacob, that was really good.
Thank you, Jacob. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So,
So-
who wants to go to polka karaoke night with me?
If it's with John, Liz, and Garfield,
I'm on my way.
Yeah.
Trevor, you'd probably be you could play at a polka karaoke night, play your accordion.
It would be a bunch of old people.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
love
but-
you.
And
Yeah.
John.
Maybe we
would
need
be-
Garfield.
Maybe Garfield and Liz. Maybe. Well, that brings us on to our next segment of the day, the fun fact of the day with Sam May.
Right. Fun fact of the day and fun fact we have. So, every licensed character has merchandise based off of them, correct?
Mhm.
Yeah. The answer
No.
is yes. And especially with higher end characters, that it draws in lots of revenue. Like, fun fact, in the Marvel and Sony deal that was able to bring Spider-Man into the MCU, the Disney or Marvel Sony got all the revenue from the movie. Marvel put in all the money to make the movie, and then they also got merchandise revenue. So Garfield's revenue, or I'll just let you guys guess. How much do you think Garfield merchandise brings in a year?
1 billion.
2 million.
$7.
Well,
1
Jake,
billion.
actually correct. No. So actually, Garfield merchandise brings in anywhere, according to Slate, brings in anywhere from $750 million to $1 billion annually.
Damn right, baby.
And
Well, yeah, I was gonna say, I believe Sean, you were the closest, but
Trevor
it's pretty
didn't go over.
spot on. Because, well, anyway. Out of all these merchandise items, Jim Davis has has publicly announced that he is not a fan of this one particular merchandise item, and it is a zombie Garfield. And he quote says, "It was really gnarly." And I thought, oh, this will be fun. So I did it, and it sold okay. It was really interesting. Then I looked at it later, and I go, it did nothing for the character's advancement. And I figured I just did it because it was cool and everyone was doing it at the time. I just didn't have a warm, fuzzy feeling after doing it. But those t-shirts go away, he laughs. So out of all the Garfield merch, that is the only one he does not like anyone.
Well, that is pretty epic. I'm now going to have to hunt down a zombie Garfield shirt.
Hmm.
Just so I can say I own Jim Davis's least favorite item.
His least and most favorite?
No, it's just least.
Yeah. Well, thank you for this fun fact of the day, Sam May.
Thank you.
And
No
this brings us to our next segment, the Garf Cameo. And today's Garf Cameo, we're going to travel back to 2012 when a comedy fantasy film was released directed by Seth MacFarlane. This film is Ted. Now, in Ted, at a party, title character Ted is seen drawing on a shirtless lady, and he says, "See, there, proof. Garfield eyes look like a pair of tits."
I remember this.
So that's it.
That's good.
Yeah, if you watch
Go
Ted, you'll
watch
get a nice-
Ted.
Can we see pair of tits?
Yes, but I mean they've got Garfield like painted over them, but they are definitely boobies.
You should throw that on your phone. Go like this.
Which brings us to our last segment of the day. What would Garf do with Sean Lyons?
All right. So my what would Garfield do question is, what would Garfield's music preference other than jazz be if he lived in our era, like as a real kid? Would he like Beethoven, or would he like hip hop? What would he like?
Mumble rap.
What?
Wait,
Alright.
can you please elaborate?
I eating some lasagna with my bitch. Oh, I eating some lasagna. Like that?
Yes.
Yes. So wait, Trevor, why? Why?
That's what's hip with the kids today.
But Garfield's not really. I meant like his audience, not
Oh.
really.
Like if Garfield started more recently and Jim Davis was like, "Oh, let's make an album now."
Yeah, like that.
It would definitely sound. God bless you, Jacob.
Thank you.
It would definitely sound like today's top 40 hits. I don't know. It would sound like pop music. Like, Sean, what do you hear on the radio?
A lot of shit.
There'd be lots of lots of those cliches like what do you call it?
You think it'd be K-pop?
I mean,
No, it'd be G-pop. It'd be Garf pop.
You know
that sounds like
G-pop.
kids pop.
You know, I think we could expand on that.
it'd be like that. You know, like that song Closer. It's like you know, it'd be like that, but it'd have all that in there.
Interesting.
I'm trying to think of an example, like anything that I could like compare this to, but
And it'd have some of those, like those. It'd have that rap beat. It could start with that beat, and it'd be like, and it would have lots of bass to it.
Okay, do you think Garfield would be a rapper though?
no, I think it would be similar to this album where like they put in snippets of Garfield's voice throughout songs as people sing or rap about Garfield.
They just put Garfield's voice over a beat like that. Like how that
Tim regularly talking over a beat.
like that one guy like drums to like dialogue in shows. It'd be
Mhm.
like
It'd be like that.
like that.
What artists do you guys think would be featured? Like, what artists do you think would say
Lil
yes? to
Dicky.
Lil Dicky.
Oh, okay, actually, that might be really good for like.
I don't know. I don't think anyone really like. I'm not trying to be mean or anything. I don't think anyone really cares about Garfield.
I'm thinking anybody that would have done like, I mean, I know Disney movies and Garfield album is a bit of a jump, but anybody who's like willing to do like songs for Disney movies like Panic at the Disco and Weezer would be like down to do a Garfield album.
Yeah. Probably not
and
Lil
Lil
Dicky.
Dicky.
But I
Maybe
Lil
Travis
Dicky's
Scott.
weird.
avoid, yeah, Travis Scott.
If we pay him enough money.
Listen, this Garfield album is going to have the biggest budget.
Ever.
Let's start a GoFundMe. Get the Garfield 2020 rap album
Big
going.
budget in the movies.
But it's going to be a record. It's the biggest ever. It's a record. No one has ever had a bigger budget for an album ever in the history of music.
I mean, 7
Trillion?
Billion, yeah.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, I think we can look at those numbers as being realistic.
I think in this era of a pandemic, we really need something that'll bring the world together, and that is going to be a Garfield album.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe.
That could work.
Well, I feel like that's all the time we have today for this week's episode. Until next time, this was the GarfCast.
Stay sexy. My armpits are actually sweating really like a lot.